Scott Burnhard, you tapped in with P Films. What's the word, man?
Listen, man, it's your boy Scott Burnhard. I'm here with my boy P Films. We're about to give you guys an excellent, in-depth interview about my life, my brand, how I came up in the calisthenics world. If you know about me, you know, check me out on YouTube, check me out on Instagram, check me out on different platforms. Scott Burnhard. All right, we're about to really get in depth and really give the people what they want.
That's what's up.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's up. So, before we start, I want to say that, I've been watching your videos for a while, and I love how enthusiastic you are when it not only comes to working out, but also inspiring others to work out. Like, did that come after working out, or were you always like that way?
As a child, I was very active, but then somehow my activity kind of took a halt because I broke my right arm 3 times. A lot of people don't know that.
No, we're gonna get there. We're gonna go. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay,
I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start off first. And I know you said you was active. Where did you grow up?
I grew up here in New York, man.
Okay.
Grew up here in New York, but both of my parents are Jamaican, and having that West Indian Caribbean background, I think like that's what kind of like amplifies my energy.
Gotcha.
Also, so I was born here, but I was also raised in Jamaica as well. So it's not like I was just here all my life and I visit Jamaica. I used to live in Jamaica. I went to school in Jamaica. I had a lot of experiences in that beautiful island of Jamaica. So I'm New York, Jamaica, New York, and I spent 1 year in the UK, which is the 1 year in the UK in London. So
gotcha. What made you Jamaica, New York, and then spend 1 year in UK?
Well, it wasn't really much of a choice, you know what I mean? My mother, bless her, which is like, my mother's like my superhero, man. Like, she was doing school, and she really emphasized the importance of education, and she did a sacrifice. It was me and my sister, and she said she needs to get her education right, she needs to get her school thing right, and she sent me and my sister down to Jamaica to live with my auntie, and, to get her school things done, everything like that. And I must say, like, at first I didn't really understand it because, like, my mommy sending me away, but then as I got older and I understood it, it's like, that was probably like one of the best experiences for her to let me live, in my homeland country and to experience things I experienced.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what's up. It's crazy you say that because I feel like it not only did good for you, but for her as well. You got to see your home. She got to work on her education and obviously do better for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So now, I know you're into the working out and everything. Were there people around you that you kind of looked up to that worked out when you was young, or did that start later on in life?
Wow, man. My passion for fitness and passion for working out really started, quote unquote, late, man, in my teens. It didn't really happen. Yeah, man. I started probably like 18, 19.
Damn.
And I didn't get serious about it until 21. Right now I'm 28.
Okay.
So when I first started, I was in the Bronx.
Yeah.
From the Bronx and everything like that. And when I first started, no, matter of fact, let me rewind it, because the first time I've been seeing, like, I ever been passionate about working out was YouTube. I'm gonna be real with you.
You know what?
Yo.
YouTube does it all the time for everyone.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Word.
And now I'm in this entity called YouTube doing the same thing. But it's crazy because I used to watch videos on YouTube. Shout outs to bartenders, shout outs to Giant,
absolutely,
shout outs to Team Wingate,
facts,
shout outs to Hit. Like, those are the brothers I was watching, and I was like, yo, they doing these crazy things on the bar.
How they doing it?
Flashy. Yeah. It was like it really gravitated to me more than weight training. You know what I mean? Like, and just looking at it, it was like, wow, this is dope. Yeah. So I remember going to the park in the Bronx, 161, 161 McCombs Dam Park, right next to the Yankee Stadium.
Got you.
And it was newly built and everything around 2011, 10, something, around that time. Yeah. And I remember going to that park, and then I seen dudes doing the same thing that I was seeing on YouTube. And it was like, my eyes opened up real wide. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And for one thing, with me, I'm not a shy individual. If I want to know something, if I want to You know what I mean? If I take the initiative. If I want to know something, I'm gonna ask. So I remember I came up and I asked this one specific individual, which is my mentor to this day. Shout out to Q, and Quincy France. And when I went up to Q, you know, he was like, "Listen, come to this park every single day, and we're gonna get to work." So from there, you know, Q really motivated me, inspired me to get in there. And then as I was getting motivated and inspired, other dudes came in. Shout outs to Gary, shout outs to Sekou. That was our little 3-man team. And we used to work out with each other, train with each other. And it was so crazy because like I remember the first time when I got on the pull-up bar and I couldn't do no pull-ups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't do no pull-ups.
That's how it be. Not even one?
Not even one. Damn. It was like, I could do some push-ups. It was trash.
But pull-ups
terrible form. Dips, legs, straight up chicken legs. Like, I'm starting from the bottom of the bottom. You know what I mean? But I'm slim. I got a lean build or whatever. But as I started to just learn and I started to just educate myself and get bits and pieces of, you know, different people, that's how I like started to like really build myself up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now I know earlier you had stated the thing about the breaking your arm. Now I really want to get into that. You know, I know like and me looking at you, I'm like, yo, dude is shredded, man. You're built, you know. But a lot of, like you said before, a lot of people don't know. You know, you broke your arm not once, not twice, but three times. You know, so did that happen before you started working out or after?
Before.
Okay.
But it was scary because
how did it happen? How did it happen?
let me break it down for you. So oh man, this is crazy. So the first time, 2 times it happened in Jamaica, 1 time it happened here. The first time it happened in Jamaica, I was playing football, you know. Soccer, football, you know what I mean? Like it's the West Indian thing, you know. So like I was playing football down there and I was playing, I don't remember what field I was playing in or whatever, and I'm playing, I'm doing my thing, all of a sudden I hear woof, woof, woof. Yo, by the time I look, a dog was chasing me. Crazy. And the dog was chasing me, I'm running, and somehow like, because I was so fearful of my life, I kind of like tripped, and I landed on my arm and I broke it, yeah.
Okay, now you running from the dog, you land on your arm.
Yeah.
Where's the dog now? Like when you look up, is the dog like on you? Is he?
Like it was crazy because as soon as I fell, he kind of like stopped and just kept on woofing at me. He wasn't really on me or nothing like that. But everybody kind of on the field was like, oh, like, you know, Scott was hurt.
Yeah, they realized.
Yeah.
So just that fall was enough to. Was it the elbow, shoulders?
I believe it was my clavicle.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. And how long did it take for that to heal?
Oh, I don't even know, man, because it's like, I feel like the year after that, I broke it again. Now, it was crazy because I really don't have the timeline for this.
Yeah.
But
how did that happen?
The second time was a freak accident. You want to talk about freak accident? Listen, man. So, I'm in school, right? I'm in school in Jamaica, everything like that. And I see these guys on the table arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And, you know, back then, get young, you see the girls and everything like that, and, you know, they kind of hype you up or whatever. And they was hyping me up, and I'm like, let me arm wrestle this kid. He was a big dude, too.
At that time, was you, like, good at arm wrestling?
I was, listen, man, the girls was hyping me up.
They was gassing you up.
The ego, was gassing me up, for real. Like, the ego was there. I'm like, what's up? I'm about to show you right now.
Word.
So, yeah, I started arm wrestling this guy, and I'm telling you, I'm putting all into it. Like, I'm really I'm putting all into it.
Facts.
And then, like, now this is the crazy part. I heard a popping sound. Like, I heard, like, pop, pop, pop.
Oh, you're hearing it as
I'm hearing that as it goes.
Damn.
So, but I don't care about that. I'm like, nah, I need to look good in front of these, you know, these girls or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it kind of just, like, snapped. Like, pop. Like, I don't know how. It just snapped. And that was the second time I broke it, and I had to have surgery.
What the hell did everyone that seen that say? Like, what was the reaction? What was your reaction?
Remember, bro, I was just crying, bro. I was just like in so much pain.
Hell yeah.
And then I remember I had to I left school and I had to go back to the U.S., New York, and I had
to get surgery. Okay.
Yeah, man.
God damn.
Crazy.
Now the third time.
Oh man.
Was that years later or was that back to back?
I think probably 2 years. Probably 2 years after.
Yo, you know what's crazy? You say I'm Haitian.
Right.
So at this point, my mother would have been like, "Alright, somebody's doing something to you right now.
Right.
Somebody's trying to like do something spiritual.
Yeah, man. I felt like I was cursed.
Yo, at the third time, what's going through your mind? What happened? What's going through your mother's mind? Even like,
what was going through her mind? I think she was heartbroken, man. I think because what happened the third time, man, like she was like, man, like she was heartbroken. I ain't gonna.
That's crazy.
And then like. Oh man, so let me tell you, the third time it happened, right? I'm playing kickball. Now I'm in the US. I'm in a new school or everything like that. I'm playing kickball. I was pretty good at kickball.
Yeah.
And I kicked the ball and I started running to like, I think I was going for the home run. I'm going first base, second base, third base. And then like, all of a sudden, like, you know, you're supposed to hit the person with the ball, right? So like, I don't know who threw it. One of them kids threw it and the ball kind of intertwined with my legs and I tripped and fell on concrete. Broke it the third time. 3 times the charm, man.
3 times.
Yo, and it was crazy because the third time, yo, my arm was like literally dead. Like the nerve was shot and I had to do physical therapy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like my arm was like literally dead. If it was in the sling, it would be like this. I couldn't move it. I had to learn how to write with my left. I had to learn some things with my left because I'm right arm dominant.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, man, it was crazy.
God damn, yo.
Yeah.
So I would never think that you've been through that.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, did you think that it was gonna be as bad? You was gonna get healed? Did you think like? Cause me, I probably would have felt like, yo, my arm is done. It's done. What was going through your mind around that time?
Yo, I don't know what was going on through my mind, man. It was just like, I'm young.
Yeah.
Probably like 5th or 4th grade. I'm young and I'm trying to understand, and it's like, doctor telling me I won't, if I break it again, I won't be able to play sports, and I gotta be careful, and
damn,
you know, I might have to amputate it. He's just talking crazy at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you say you're young. How old are you?
I don't remember, man. Like 5th, 4th grade. I know the grade, but I don't remember how young I was.
Yo, I thought you was in the teenage years. God damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? It might be a better thing that it happened when you was younger than later in life.
Yo, it's crazy. I truly believe so too.
Word.
You know, because when you're young, you kind of have like this regeneration kind of thing. Like you bounce back a little bit more quicker, as if you were a teenager or an adult. Like,
word.
It's tough.
Facts. I agree.
You know. So yeah, man.
Wow. So you know, how does someone who mostly does calisthenic workouts, work out after their arm, and shoulders like practically, useless at least? Like, how do you slowly build to beginning? Like, okay, when you're saying to me that when you worked out, you couldn't do one pull-up.
Right.
So when you started doing pull-ups, did you feel pain, or it was already healed by then?
Wow, it was already healed by then.
Got you.
But sometimes I did have that fear in the back of my mind.
Okay.
And I felt like once I let go of that fear, and once I started to like really develop not my physical but also my mental strength as well. Yeah. Things started to like really manifest as far as like building my strength up, as far as being more confident to do pull-ups, from the pull-ups to muscle-ups, to just really experimenting with my body and experimenting. Because first of all, to even get to those type of levels, you got to train hard.
I agree.
You got to train to the point where, yes, your body feel like it wants to give up. You want to feel like you want to give up, but you just can't. Yeah. You know? So once I developed that tenacity, that mental strength, it was just like, it became second nature to me. You know? Like, I still remember when I couldn't do pull-ups, but I don't remember the pain of it.
You say you don't remember?
Huh?
You don't remember, or you do?
I don't remember the pain. Okay. I remember when I couldn't do it, but I don't remember if I had pain or anything like that.
Got you.
I've been doing it for so long, but I do remember when I couldn't do it, and I love to keep those quote unquote shortcomings in the back of my head, because it's always like, Scott, no matter how far you get, there's always another level.
Absolutely.
And once you get to another level, you can't go back to the other level that you were before.
That's a fact.
So I'm always constantly like leveling up. I'm always constantly like trying to reinvent myself. Yeah,
that's a fact. That's
yes,
a big
sir.
fact.
Yes,
You know, what are some of the common injuries you hear of? Like I know you've been working out for years. What are some of the common injuries you hear people deal with, or at least not even injuries, or maybe injuries, or even certain things people might complain about within the calisthenic world?
I must admit, when it comes to calisthenics, it's very upper body dominant. Because, push-ups, muscle-ups, dips, pull-ups. Not to say you can't do squats, not to say you can't do lunges. But, it is what it is. A lot of guys, work on their upper body more than their lower body. It depends on the individual. Yeah. But wrist injuries, which I suffered from wrist injuries, shoulder pain, I don't know nobody with chest pain, but it's a lot of shoulder pain, especially when you're working with your rotator cuff, if you do a lot of muscle ups. Wrist pain, neck pain, and that stems from not implementing proper stretching techniques and proper warm-up techniques. Gotcha. And as I've gotten, and as I'm getting older, because nobody's getting younger, we're all getting older.
We're all getting older,
You have to really start to implement proper stretching, proper warm-ups, because it will catch up to you.
Absolutely.
And I pride myself on warming up, so I'll probably do some, some wrist surrounds and things like that. I'll probably do some, before you even work out, focus on dynamic warm-ups. So I always try to do dynamic warm-ups. If I have a resistance band, I'll do some over and unders, so I can make sure that my shoulders have some mobility. Gotcha. So it's just little things like that. As you educate yourself, you just don't get into the workout just like that. Just jump in. That's how you really injure yourself, man. You got to really warm up, and you got to really tune the body into what it's about to go into, per se. Yeah. So a lot of wrist injuries, a lot of shoulder impingement, things like that.
So you feel like well, let me not say cure, but the way to prevent things like that happening is by implementing a great warm up before you begin to work out. And not just before you work out. Try to implement some yoga. Yoga is amazing. Try to implement some yoga. Just try to implement some mobility work overall, even if you're not working out. On the days that you're resting, just don't rest and just eat food and things like that. Yeah, that's awesome. But also implement some type of mobility work that's gonna help you to be mobile. All right, that's gonna help you to perform exercises more efficiently, more better. Have that better mind to muscle connection. They always talk about things like that. But mobility is one of the best things that you can do for your body. Gotcha. No matter if you're a calisthenic athlete, no matter if you're a weightlifter, no matter if you're a martial artist, mobility is key. Gotcha. So even on, like what you're saying is, even on your rest days, you should be stretching. Or
yes.
Gotcha. So every day you should be stretching. How, for someone, a rookie, someone who's new to this, how often would you say they should be stretching? Morning, night? Once a day, twice a day? How often?
Once a day, twice a day is fine. You don't have to go too crazy. I find that when I stretch before I go to sleep, I sleep much better.
Okay, your muscles are relaxed.
Because I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, after the workout, after intense workout of you breaking down multiple muscle fibers and tissues and things like that, you want to have the recovery aspect of it. Now, how do you recover? By stretching. Yeah. There's multiple different types of stretching, but two primary. You have dynamic, which is more movement. Yeah. Mobility wise. Then you have static, which is you're just holding. You're in an isometric state. Gotcha. So a great example would be if you're doing a downward facing dog. in a yoga pose, and you're just holding it right there. So that would be more of a static stretch.
Gotcha.
Or if you just you're on the floor and you want to touch your toes or things like that. Or if you're standing and you're touching your toes and you're just holding it static.
Static.
So yeah.
Got you. My brother played football, and he would always be like, he would get upset when he see like football players or whatever. Let's say you're about to do football, basketball, whatever the case.
Yeah.
He would get upset when coaches would make the players do static stretches before. Are you supposed to do static stretches before or after the workout?
Oh, it's very subjective.
Okay.
It's very subjective. A lot of people have different thoughts and opinions on that. For me personally,
yeah,
I've learned that dynamic warm-ups work better with me before I work out. I wouldn't try to really static stretch so much.
Yeah.
You can add into it, but I wouldn't increase the duration of the static stretch.
Gotcha.
No more than 10 seconds in a position if I'm about to work out, because you want to be fluid, you want the blood to keep flowing, and you want to get fired up. So I always tell people that the dynamic warm-up, the warm-up itself is for you to prepare your body for the stimulus ahead.
Okay. Got you.
So,
So I guess if I'm hearing you correct, it's subjective, as you said.
Yes.
However, for you, it's more so dynamic stretches, get to working out after static stretches, relax, relax the muscles or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, bet. Before you were saying about the shoulder pain that a lot of people have, and I agree. I feel like a lot of people complain about their joints, their shoulders while doing either push-ups or whatever. How do you manage, how do you manage to do all of that? Push-ups, pull-ups, and do burpees and all of that. You're coming down hard on your shoulders.
Yes.
How do you manage to do all of that? You know what I mean? When you're using your shoulders with calisthenics, you use your shoulders like you said for damn near everything. How do you how do you deal with that?
This technique, one thing I've learned is that with a burpee, you never want to throw yourself down on the floor.
Okay.
Because when you throw yourself down on the floor, you add this shock. And you can really mess up your wrists. I've been there before. You can really mess up your wrists. You can really mess up your shoulders if you don't know what you're doing. And also, if you do not have proper form, this is for me. I also have a certification. I have a certification in NASM, and I also have a certification in exercise correction.
That's what's
so. Just having the education in the back of my head, I'm like, when it comes to exercise correction, you need to implement not perfect form, but proper form.
Proper form.
As in, if you're going into a burpee, if you're going to the push-ups, know the key things. Engage your core, squeeze the glutes. One of the most important things that gets looked over and injure a lot of guys and they start to get tendonitis is the elbow placement.
Yeah.
You cannot have your elbows out here in a push-up, nor in a burpee. You're going to injure yourself, and the elbow is a very sensitive joint. You want to keep it in at a 45 degree or closer to you.
So once, under the shoulder a little bit, or
like shoulder width apart, right here,
Okay.
But you never want to be out here. Some guys is doing wide push-ups like here, Just because it look good doesn't mean that it's beneficial at all.
Okay.
Just because it look good doesn't mean it's beneficial. Sounds like burpees and push-ups and things like that. That's really beating out the body. But the most important thing is the recovery aspect, which I highly emphasize. I recover. I really, really do. So, that's it. Recovery.
All right. So with you saying that, I think that's extremely important.
Yes.
How much rest would you say? Okay, first I'm gonna ask, how many days do you work out and how many days do you rest in a week?
Wow, it really depends, man. I'm an adult, so
that means basically you have life is going on.
Right, life is going on. Almost, I run my businesses and everything like that. But I would say 3 to 4 times a week.
Got you.
sometimes, yeah, 3 to 4 times a week. I mean, I wouldn't say 5.
Bet.
I wouldn't say I work out every single day.
Okay,
because
so you resting.
there has to be some kind of recovery. There has to be some kind of recovery for
Okay.
sure. So yeah, 3 to 4 times a day, and then I'll probably rest like on the weekends or something like that. Unless I have to like shoot content, or unless I gotta shoot something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's the ratio right there.
Got you. Okay, so like you working out 3 to 4 times a week. How how do you break down your days from body parts to cardio? Like how do you take for that full body workout? Because I feel like when you say 3 to 4, it doesn't even seem like enough time. But then again, I know y'all make what people think is not enough time. y'all be doing way more than I. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how do you break it down? Like,
sometimes I'll do splits. Sometimes. Not only do I do calisthenics, I definitely do weights. I love to do some squats and deadlifts. And,
yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't be leaving our weights at all. Add it to the regimen if you want to.
Yeah.
But if you really want to develop your posterior chain, and you really want to develop your lower body, implement some weights. So I would probably do Monday is International Chest Day, but so Monday it will probably be like upper body focused workouts.
Okay.
Tuesday would be probably like a back and shoulder day. Wednesday will be legs, but I wouldn't work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll probably do like a Monday because my workouts are very intense. So it's like Monday and Tuesday I'll recover. Wednesday I'll do some legs, then I will cover. And then Friday or maybe one of the days out of the week, or maybe if I add 2 days out of the weekend, then from there I'll implement some stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
It seems like a fair balance. Now, when you're doing these workouts, where do you add in the cardio? How do you? Is it by the intensity in which you work out, or do you literally have a separate time to say, okay, I'm gonna run this time, or I'm gonna do burpees this time?
It's crazy because especially when it comes to cardiovascular health, I have a lot of endurance, and I wouldn't say that I have a specific day like, okay, I'm just going to do cardio. But my favorite choice of cardio would be running upstairs. I'm a stair fanatic. I love running upstairs. Either run upstairs or I do hill sprints.
Okay.
So that's having like that HIIT cardio aspect, not just doing cardio, just running. I want to make sure that I'm doing HIIT cardio, getting those type 2 muscle fibers fired up.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a specific day for just doing cardio.
Okay.
Because, especially with the burpees as well, because you have to understand, like, when you are sweating and your respiratory system is active, you're potentially doing cardio.
Okay.
You could be lifting weights and because you're sweating,
You're doing
cardio.
Yeah.
Because cardio is all about advancing the cardiovascular system.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. Bet. This is a little from before with the burpees and all that. I see a lot of videos where when you are doing a burpee, sometimes it's on concrete or whatever.
Right.
Now we've always let me not say I've always heard this stigma that running or jumping on concrete is bad for your joints. It is. Do you feel like that rings true to you, or do you feel like as long as you're strong enough, you're good?
I wouldn't say as long as you're strong enough, because when you're dealing on concrete, it does place a heavy impact on the joints. But it really depends on the individual. It really depends on the individual and what the individual is doing. Like I said before, when it comes to a burpee, it's technique.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to slam themselves on the floor,
or when they
and
jumping,
slam themselves on the pavement just to get back up, and not knowing that what you think is being beneficial is actually being detrimental.
Yeah.
So you have to really, be careful of that. But definitely a softer surface is much more safer than concrete.
Gotcha.
Anything's safer than concrete.
Facts, right? Got you. So I'm gonna name a few body parts, and I want you to name me the most effective workout. So it'll be a little fun game.
Okay, cool.
The most effective workouts to build them. 6-pack abs.
Wow. The most effective workout to build 6-pack abs. All So I'm gonna do it a little different because
Okay.
I like to come from a scientific perspective. I'm not gonna just give you a workout to do it, you get six-pack abs. Because when it comes to getting abs, two things you have to think about, three things you have to keep in mind. The amount of sleep that you get.
Wow.
The food intake as well. You have to be in a caloric deficit. And also the food that you intake has to be nutritionally dense.
Gotcha.
Third aspect, you have to drink water. Not only drink water, you do have to implement some, and also reduce your body fat percentage. I believe that's in correlation with being in a caloric deficit as well too, because there's a lot of people on YouTube saying, okay, do this workout and you get six-pack abs, which is very false. Very, very false from a scientific aspect. First of all, like I said, caloric deficit and eat the right foods.
Gotcha.
And also reduce the body fat percentage. You know, so I can't just give a workout out there. Like, there's plenty of ab workouts.
Yeah.
You know, but those are the three main things that you need to focus on. To get those six-pack abs. If you want to reduce that body fat percentage, eat the right foods.
What would be some of the right foods for the people who's just like, you know, they're new to this? They just you don't have to go in depth, but just a little start.
I mean, listen, man.
Or at least what foods to stay. There we go. Stay away.
Fried foods and processed foods.
Gotcha.
If it don't come from Mother Nature, you should not be consuming it. That's just my take on it.
Got you.
Yeah.
How about for legs? What would you do to build those legs? Because you do say calisthenics is a kind of upper body friendly. For the legs, what would you do?
Squats.
Squats.
It's squats, man. Like, oh man, squats.
Yeah. That's kind of the answer.
You know, it is what it is. In order to build those legs, you have to do your squats. Lunges, love lunges, as long as you know what you're doing with your form, and especially with squats as well too. But squats is just the foundation. Yeah. You know, no matter if you're doing weighted squats, or you're doing body weight squats, if you're doing different variations of squats, but squats for legs.
Squats, got you. You know, this is a little bit off topic. Well, it is topic. How do you feel about women getting their body done? You know, like I look at the calisthenic world, and I watch, like I said before, I watch a lot of your videos, a lot of Rip Wright's video, a lot of all of these guys' video. I'm really inspired by all of y'all. I don't see a lot of women, but I do see a few. You know, shout outs to them. How do you working out in that world? Is that shunned upon, or like, you know, how do you feel about that?
It's shunned upon when you get your body done and then you try to sell a program, or you try to convince people that you reach that goal by working out, when in actual reality you went to Dr. Miami. Gotcha. That's the deceit right there. You know, when you try to, the women that try to sell programs and flat tummy tea and things like that. Like, okay, like, you should buy this program from me, or you should support my brand because I worked out and I grind and I gain all this knowledge to get where I'm at, and you're trying to sell a product not knowing that you went under the knife. That's kind of despicable, in my opinion.
I agree. No, I definitely agree with that. I feel like you answered that perfectly, because it's not. You only said it's shunned upon if they're being deceitful.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. You know, so for the ladies opting not to take the surgical route, do you think they can still get the same, like, you know, that Coke bottle shape as the women who do?
Man. Woo wee. People gotta understand that genetics. You have to really focus on being the best version of yourself. Yeah. Yes, you may be inspired by the Coke bottle and, you know, the shape and everything like that, but you don't know what that sister had to go through to get there. And then you don't know the genetic, well, you probably don't have the same genetic code to get there. So the best thing you can do is be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of you. Don't try to compare yourself to anybody, because once you compare yourself to somebody, that is the thief of joy. And that's one of the most beautiful quotes. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of joy. Absolutely.
I'll leave that gem with y'all, man.
Word. Nah, I appreciate that. I never heard that, but I'm definitely gonna take that.
Yeah. You gotta. Listen, man. Once you start to manifest and understand that you are in your own lane, and when you're in your own lane, right, You're not looking to the left. You're not looking to the right. You're just in that
Yeah.
lane right there.
Yeah.
You will go far.
Absolutely. That's a fact.
Instead of you making pit stops and looking over what so and so is doing over here, what so and so is doing over here, you're just tunnel vision. You're just focused.
And focusing left and right. You're not focused on your path.
Exactly.
Word, that's a fact. So, you know, for the ladies, this is a question for the ladies. What's the most efficient workout for a woman to do to build her glutes? Or as we say on the streets, to get a fatty. You know what I mean?
Ooh, wee. Okay. Wow.
Because there's a lot of misconceptions with that.
Listen, I'm gonna break it down with scientific terms because I'm not one of these. What do they call it again?
Like
I forgot the word.
gurus or something like
No, not gurus. The word will come to me.
Got you.
But I'm not one of these average Joes just putting out information just to put out information. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really educated and I really understand how to go about certain things. Now, first things first. First of all, squats are great.
Yeah.
But squats primarily focus on your quadriceps and your hamstrings. A little bit of the glutes. Squats is a compound movement. The glutes are separate from the quadriceps and the hamstrings. Yes, they are part of each other. Quadriceps is all about the anterior. The posterior, which is the glutes and the hamstrings, you have to isolate and focus. So one thing you have to understand is 3 parts to the glutes. The gluteus medius, the gluteus minimus, the minimus, medius, and the maximus. So once you start to implement workouts that are working the 3 parts of the glutes,
That's what
then there should be growth. Not only that, you need to be in a caloric surplus. Now that is the opposite of being a caloric deficit. So yes, ladies, you need to eat more in order to grow. Not just ladies, but just men and ladies and gentlemen as well. So caloric surplus, and you need to add a workout regimen that's going to attack the minimus, medius, maximus.
Got you.
The hamstring and the quads.
Okay. Bet. Now, for the workout, like I've heard women saying the hip. I think it's the hip thrust.
I was about to say that the glute thrust is one of the best.
Glute thrust.
The glute thrust.
Yes.
If you're doing weighted glute thrust, especially with a barbell, it's probably one of the best glute exercises out there for sure. Yes.
I've heard that.
If you don't know how to do the glute thrust, there's many different videos and things like that. But also, what you can do if you want to work on the minimus, with oftenly the gluteus minimus.
Yeah.
Minimus median. Oh, the gluteus median. So if you want to work on a median, a resistant bands, a lower body resistant bands, you could do some.
I see that sometimes. Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite things to do before I do any kind of squats, or especially if I'm going heavy or anything like that. So you get a resistance band, and you could do some lateral walks, you could do some frontal walks, you could do some backward walks, you could also do some banded fire hydrants, which is one of my favorite exercises / warm-ups. You know, things like that. So,
and that all helps out the glute area.
Yeah.
Glutes area. Gotcha.
Yeah. And the stronger your glutes are, less back pain that you will have, less neck pain that you will have. It will actually help enforce better posture as well too. So not just for the ladies, just to have a physical appearance of a round glute, but also men should be working at their glutes as well too.
I think that's so neglected in men.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
And that's the cause of a lot of injuries.
Yes.
Like crazy. But I found that out so late in life. We're not told that as kids.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. At what age do you feel like it's appropriate for a child to be lifting weights? Or let me not say that. Calisthenics. What age do you feel like it's okay for them to be doing pull-ups, push-ups, whatever, and then weights?
We have these children who are 6, 5, 4 doing gymnastics.
True.
You have to understand, gymnastics is calisthenics.
Yeah, upper body.
Because calisthenics is the exercise form of just using your own body weight. No fancy equipment, it's just you and your body weight. And how can you use your body weight to implement resistance in order for your muscles to grow.
Yeah.
That's what
That's a
calisthenics
fact.
is.
Yeah.
So once that child is able to run, jump, skip, whatever, get them in some kind of physical activity.
That's what's up. Yep.
Put them in gymnastics.
See where it
Something.
goes. Yeah.
You know, we need to, we really need to change the spectrum. I remember back in the day, like, yeah, there was video game systems and things like that. I'll play it here and there, but you know, go out there and play tag. Go out there, you know, go outside. I understand that, you know, whole pandemic situation. You can't really go outside or whatever. But
when we're all done with that,
yeah,
a little bit more active.
Yeah, I feel like children need to be active.
I agree.
For sure.
Agree. You know, I know on your Instagram it says you've been vegan for 4 years.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
Congrats, because I know a lot of people who started and stopped.
Of course.
So, what does Scott Burnhard eat to stay healthy?
Oh man, what do I eat to stay healthy? I'm gonna run down my regimen.
Got you.
In the morning time.
There we go. Just one day. Give me an example.
Yeah, in the morning time, I tend to fast. I'm a faster.
So many people who work out, like so many people say that.
Yeah.
What is it about fasting that, like, how do you work out? How do you function throughout the day? I mean, you have a life outside of working out. Like, how do you fast but still, you know, are efficient when you're working out?
The most important thing, man, fasting is like pretty much a rejuvenation of the body, because we pack on so much waste and gunk in our colon.
That's true.
And we don't know it. You wake up in the morning, the first thing you want to do is bacon, egg, and cheese, which I used to eat a lot as a teenager.
Ketchup and hot sauce.
Oh, man. Yes, man. Whew.
Yep.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? But like, as you're sleeping, when you're sleeping in the circadian rhythm, when you're sleeping, you're burning fat, you're burning calories as you sleep, per se. And as you're sleeping, you're also in a fasted state. So when you wake up in the morning, your body is kind of jolted. And because your body is jolted, from there, it wants to find something to latch on, so it can gain the minerals and the nutrients from it.
Gotcha.
So once you wake up in the morning and you want to feed your body processed food, you want to feed your body junk food, you want to feed your body food that is just completely not beneficial for your system, then guess what? The body attaches itself to all that toxic, all that gunk. It gets in the colon, and then from there, people get backed up, people get sick, people get headaches, people get bloated, not knowing is what you consume in the morning time. Now listen, I'm not against eating in the morning, but just know, eat food that are nutritionally dense. For me, personally, my fast consists of water and fruits. If not water and fruits, then I'm a big advocate for sea moss. I'm a big advocate for drinking some kind of herbal tea, because as soon as I wake up, my body's like, I need something, you know?
What we doing?
So what we doing? So from there, I wanna alert my body, like, listen, today I'm gonna make sure that your digestive system is working. I'm gonna make sure the bowel movements is working, anything like that. I'm gonna make sure that the colon is not overly backed up. So I'm drinking water, I'm eating fruits, I'm taking sea moss, I'm taking these anti-inflammatory herbs and anti-inflammatory foods.
Yeah.
So that's what I will do in the morning. If I want to eat in the morning, then I'll probably do like a little avocado toast, or I'll do some spelt pancakes, which is fire. Yo, this is, man, them spelt pancakes is fire. I'll do some millet, I'll do some oatmeal, light things. I do not try to overly eat in the morning. Not at all.
Gotcha. And then throughout the day?
I'll probably break my fast around 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Okay.
So 1 p.m., 2 p.m., I'll probably have like like a portobello mushroom sandwich or something like that. Depends, you know, what's in the house or whatever. Or if I feel to it, I'll probably just continue to eat fruits and drink my water. And then around 4, 5, 6, probably like around dinner time. I'm an adult, so like everything is not, you know, structured. But as much as I try to structure it, I would say like literally probably dinner will be like my most heaviest meal, where I'm having like chickpeas, which is one of the staples for me. Chickpeas, wild rice. I'll have sweet potato. I'll have the greens like kale. Let me see. Oyster mushrooms is one of my favorite things as well too, because with oyster mushrooms you can like season it and it can have like a really great taste to it as well. Yeah, things like that. Things like that. You know, lentils. I'm just going on top of that. But yeah.
And to close out in the nighttime, like a supper or something.
Supper. I really like walnuts, or I'll probably do like a peanut butter sandwich. No, I don't really like peanut butter like that. I'll probably do like a walnut butter sandwich, or with some hemp seeds. Hemp seeds is one of my favorite things as well too. So yeah, I'll probably do something like that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, or I'll eat some fruits. It really depends. Yeah.
Yeah, but big on the fruits.
I'm big on the fruits. I'm definitely big on the fruits. And one thing people gotta realize too is like, consume fruits by itself. Don't try to mix your fruit with any kind of like meats, or don't try to mix your fruit with any kind of vegetable as well. It's a little bit subjective, but for me personally, I try not to mix my fruits with vegetables. I just eat my fruits by itself. I eat my vegetables by itself.
Why is that does it go against the body? Does it help it more?
It's very subjective, but there are studies out there that it plays a role in the digestive system. So yeah.
And for the people that don't know, I know what you're talking about, but explain it to them, like what it does when you have fruits with other things as well, like chicken.
Oh man, you start to get headaches. You start, my stomach hurting. You start to get, you know, little headaches there and there. You just start to feel really out of place.
Yeah, it doesn't digest right. Or
exactly, it doesn't digest right.
Gotcha.
So, and when it doesn't digest right, that means that the colon is not fully cleaned out.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
So, I mean, nobody's colon is going to be fully cleaned out. But it's not going to reduce a great amount of waste within the colon unless you know, take a real cleanse, or you take a colonic or something like that. Okay. You have to understand, like, most diseases and most sicknesses and ailments start within the colon.
Yeah. So crazy. Yep. Got you. All right. So I know you you started the classes, the training classes.
Yes, sir.
You know, what inspired that, and how is that going for you? It's a 3-part question. What inspired it? How's it going? And how can somebody reach you if they wanted to get involved?
Oh man, how did I think what inspired it, man? It got to a point where I was doing my own workouts and things like that, and people just started to see my body change, and people started to see like, whoa, like, you know, Scott, what you doing? You know, and then especially when I was in the park, people just come up to me and things like that, and then like, funny enough, I used to train people for free. I used to just do it, you know, but then as I got educated and I got older, it was like, whoa, like I could really, you know, turn this into a business. I can really turn this into a living and really turn this into a brand. So what really inspired it was just the fact that I just wanted to help people. That's it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to help people. And it's a beautiful thing when you can do it and not be in front of that person physically. And I feel like social media play a big role in the development of my brand, because I took advantage of social media, and to this day, to like really inspire people from different parts of the states, different parts of the country, you know, different parts of the world, just putting content out there. So yeah, man, that's I just want to help people. If you do want to work with me and anything like that, just reach out to the email coachscottbh@gmail.com, or reach out to me on Instagram. I'm a cool guy. I read DMs.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Scott_Burnhard. Yeah, man.
Got you. So what's next for Scott?
Wow, what's next for me, man? I got some projects in the works. I got some projects in the works. I got some things. I'm still trying to fathom together how I, accumulated over 108,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
I seen
took a break. I really took a break, and I don't feel like it hurt me. I just feel like I just need to take a mental break, because last year I went ballistic with content, and it definitely showed the fruits of his labor. So what's next for me? More content's coming soon. I got projects in the works, and I'm just gonna keep on elevating and building this brand as much as I can.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Now, I know you said you hit the 100. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. No doubt. Did you get the award, the YouTube award? Or?
Yeah, it's right there.
That's what's up.
I've been procrastinating. I'm gonna do a video. But
Yeah, you got to let the people see what you got there. There we go. First time right here, P Films, man.
It's official.
It's official.
Yeah, I've been procrastinating on how I should do this video. I had it for like 2 months now.
Oh, wow.
But this is it. I'm gonna give it exclusive for P Films.
There we go.
Scott Burnhard for passing 100,000 subscribers.
That is official.
P Films is next. Y'all support
There you
that,
go.
man. So.
Word. I appreciate that. Now that's a huge milestone right there.
Thank you.
Huge milestone, man. Yeah, but definitely, man, I definitely reached out because I just love what you got going on. I love the energy, and I said this off camera, so I feel like I gotta say it on camera. This is like I feel blessed to even be interviewing you because I remember watching you, watching Rip, you know what I mean? Watching, I think it's Master Shredder.
Yeah.
All of y'all, man. Like,
Brawley.
There you go. I remember when Brawley just got on camera. Now he's at like how many like subscribers?
Brawley
Like, yo, it was just instant, man.
Tapped in with P Films.
There you go.
If you ain't tapping in, you
tapping
definitely
in.
tapping out, man.
That's a big fact. I always tell people, name 3 people they want to see tap in with P Films. Rip Wright had named you, and we got you on P Films. Who would be your 3?
Brawley.
Fact.
Brawley Gaines. Bam Bam. And yo, that's good money.
There we go.
I would love to see that. That would be interesting.
Got you. I'd love to tap in with him too.
Yeah.
Got you. Listen, Scott Burnhard, thank you again, man.
Appreciate you, man. P Films.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.